Hello, everybody. Here is my video for our next topic we are learning in math, which is topic 3, and it's all about multiplication of multi-digit numbers. Multi-digit numbers, it means that you're not just multiplying 4 times 8 anymore. You're multiplying numbers that have more than 2 digits, even up to 5 digits. So it's big numbers. So first tip here, you need to get to know your multiplication tables. You need to memorize those numbers. Otherwise, you're going to struggle with multiplication. And when we get to division, you're also going to struggle with division. So first thing you need to do is start practicing your multiplication tables. You should know them by heart at this point. Okay, so the first thing I want to show you is that there will be other strategies to learn to multiply multi-digit numbers, but I'm going to be working today with the area model. Area model, as you know, when we figure out area, we multiply length times width. So if I have a rectangle, and let's say one side is 4, the other side is 8. We know area of this whole thing here is 4 times 8. We multiply side by this side here, or length times width. And 4 times 8 equals 32. So we are going to use the same strategy in order to multiply bigger numbers. How can we do that? So I'm going to show another number here for you. So the first one I'm going to do is 12 times 24. First thing you need to look at is that there are 2 digits here, one here, one here, one here, one here. So 2 digits by 2 digits. Instead of 1 by 1, it's 2 by 2. And this will actually help you figure out how you're going to draw your box. Okay. So first thing you need to do, you have to decompose your factors. That's how the box method or the area model method works. Okay, so I'm going to break this 12 apart. And 12 means this one here means a 10 plus these 2 here. So 10 plus 2 does equal 12. And you do the same thing with 20 and 4. So it's 20 plus 4 is 24. So now you go ahead, after you decompose those numbers by place value, right? By the ones, by the tens, by the ones, by the tens, you're going to draw a box. And because it says 2 digits here, 2 digits by 2 digits, so here I have to do 2 by 2 as well. So there are 2 here, 2 rows and 2 columns. So how do we place these numbers here? So the 12 is going to go here as 10 over here and 2 over here. And the 24 goes at the top because you're multiplying 12 by 24, except that I'm breaking apart this 24. Why did we do that? Because it makes it easier for you to multiply, knowing that when you multiply, for example, here, which is multiples of 10, you can multiply easily because we don't need to worry about those zeros. So first thing I need to do here, remember I multiplied this by this, and then I have to multiply this one by the 4 and put the answer here. Then I have to do the 2 times 20, put the answer here. And then 2 times 4, I'll put the answer here. Okay, so it goes like this. So 10 times 20. You do 1 times 2. Forget the zeros for now. 1 times 2, 2. How many zeros do we have between the 2 factors? We have 1 0 here, 1 0 there. So it's 2 zeros. So there you go. 10 times 20 is 200. Now, many of you already know that 10 times 20 equals 200, okay? That's why we still need to keep practicing our tables. Then the same thing here, 4 times 10 or 10 times 4 is 40. We should all know that. But you can also think about it. 4 times this one is 4. and add the 0. So 4, and there's no 0 here, there's 1 0 here, you add that 0 here. You do the same thing with the 2. You have to multiply the 2 by the 20 and the 2 by the 4. So 2 times 20, you should know it is 40, but we can also do it this way. 2 times 2 first is 4. There are no zeros here. There's 1 0 there. You add that 0 here. And then we have 2 times 4 here equals 8. There are no zeros here. No zeros here. We're not done. We have to add all these numbers. So I'm going to stack them up here. 200 plus 40 plus another 40 plus 8. You need to stack them properly. Now, some of you could have combined these two right away if you are fluent with your numbers, because 40 plus 40 equals 80. So I could have put 80 here instead of putting 40 and 40. Or I could do 40 and then 8 would be 48. Or I could do 40 plus 40. I know it's 80 plus 8 equals 88. But we put all of them separately here for now. So 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 8 equals 8. 4 plus 4 plus 0 equals 8. And then 2. 288. So this is the answer to what multiplication problem? 12 times 24. 288. Let's try another one. Okay, I'm going to change the color. We are going to do 32 times 45. Okay, so first step, we need to decompose these two numbers. There are two digits here. So the 3 is actually a 30. And then the 2 is a 2. 30 plus 2 does equal 32. And here we have two places here. The 4 is not 4, it's 40. And then the 5 is 5. 40 plus 5 equals 45. Now that I decomposed it, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to draw my rectangle for the area model that we are using. There are two digits here, so I have to have two rows because I'm going to put my 32 on this side and I'm going to put my 45 at the top, but it's broken into two parts, so there are two places here. Oops, sorry. Let me make it a little bit better here. All right, better now. So here I'm going to put 30 and the 2 here. And then at the top, I'm going to go with the 45. So it's the 40 here and the 5 here. Now we do the same thing we did here. Remember, this number, the 30 has to be multiplied by the 40 and it has to be multiplied by the 5. So let's do the 30 by 40 first. So we do just the 3 and the 4. 3 times 4 equals 12. And that's what I'm saying. You need to know your tables because you should know by now 3 times 4 equals 12. And then we count the zeros. 3 times 4 equals 12. There's 1 0 here plus 1 0 here is 2 zeros. Look at how big that number is. It's 1,200. We do the same thing. 30, we have to multiply by 5. Do the 5 and the 3. 3 times 5, or 5 times 3 equals 15. There's no 0 here, but there's 1 here that I need to add to my answer. So it's 150. Now we go do the bottom. 2 times 40 is 80, so I could go ahead and put 80 there. But if we are still struggling with tables, I can do 2 times 4 is 8. And then there's 1 0 here between this number and that number. I add that 0 there. And then we have 2 times 5 equals 10. Now, next step is to stack those numbers. Oops, it's not a decimal point, it's a comma. It's 1,200. Then we have 150. I like to go with the more digits to less digits, so then 80. Now here, boys and girls, I could put 80 and I could put 10 under, but you should know that 80 plus 10 equals 90. So I'm going to go ahead and actually put 90 here instead of 80 and then 10. Because the more you do that, the more you can get confused when you are adding. Okay, so 0 plus 0 plus 0. So 9 plus 5 equals 14. 1 goes up here. 2 plus 1, 3 plus 1, 4, comma, and then 1. Now remember, when you look back at this, you're going to say, where did Mrs. Miller get 90 from? Well, it's from these two that I already combined because I already knew it, put it over here. So here is the answer to this question. 32 times 45 equals 1,440. Okay, one more. And today we are working only with 2 digits by 2 digits. Okay, but we will have to work on bigger digits or bigger numbers with more digits. So the next one I'm going to do is going to be 50, 20, I'm going to do 20 times 53. Okay, so first thing we do, we decompose these numbers. Now here, this 2 represents 20. Well, this is already 20, so I don't need to decompose this one because I don't have anything in the ones place. I just have the 20. Now here, yes, this is 50 and this is 3. So I have to put 50 and then the 3 because 50 plus 3 equals 53. Okay, now that we decompose that, we make our rectangle for the base, for the area model. Here, there's only one number that I'm multiplying, so that's why I'm going to put only one thing here, 20. I don't have 2 like here. I have only 1. Now, this side, I have 2. So going down, I'm going to have the 50, and I'm going to have the 3. So your answer is going to have 2 numbers here, the 20 times 50 and the 20 times 3. I had one student that actually liked to do this. She liked to write 20 times 50 inside. And here she would write 20 times 3. When she did that, she made sure she was multiplying the numbers correctly. And now you can do it. You do the 2 times 5. Forget the zeros for now. 2 times 5 equals 10. Then you add the 2 zeros. There's 1 0 here. 1 0 here is 2 zeros. So be careful. When I did 2 times 5, I got a 0 there already. Because you're going to go back and say, I see only 2 zeros here. Why do I have 3 here? It's because 2 times 5 equals 10. So you already get 1 0 there. And then you add the extra 2. So it's 1,000. And then 20 times 3, you do 3 times 2 or 2 times 3, which equals 6. There's only 1 0 between these two numbers, so I add the 0. Now this, many of you would already know, 1,000 plus 60 is 1,060. But we can also stack them and see if we can add 0, 6, 0, comma, and 1. So it's 1,060. So 20 times 53 equals 1,060. All right. So again, this is only 2 digits by 2 digits. 2 by 2. 2 by 2. We will go all the way to 2 by 4 and also 2 by 5. So I want you to practice this. Look, for any multiplication between two numbers, you can put any numbers you want there. And you can try to solve this using this strategy. And again, this strategy is the area model. The area model, you use this thinking of the area, which you multiply this side by that side. But when you have more digits, you can break it apart. Okay, so we'll continue with more practice. I'll do a couple of these with you in class, and then we will do some practice with you. All right, so I hope you really watch this, take notes, copy, and maybe practice a couple of them, and we'll see you in class.